Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And hopefully everyone's doing well. Yeah, I like to say what's up to everybody out there. See, we got Low Spec Linux laptop in the house. What's going on, brother? My man Jeff, man. Hopefully you're doing good, man. Hopefully you're doing all right. And see, we got some people lurking. Hopefully whoever's out there or checking this out on the replay. Hopefully you're all right. Hopefully you're doing well. Man, it's been a crazy Wednesday. Checking out news and shit. Seeing all kind of things happening. Boy. So oh man, a lot of stuff happening. Man. So hopefully everybody's having a great day though. Man, it's been like I said, it's been an interesting Wednesday with news. Say, if you don't mind me asking, Jeff and everyone else that's checking this out, were you ever fans of the X-Files? I know I love the X-Files. Very huge fan. Matter of fact, I have autographed picture from Gillian Anderson and well, you know, Mulder and Scully. Basically, I have their autographs. Some cool shit, man. Yeah, Chris Carter. You know, I'm not sure if you knew that, but like this year is supposed to be the 30th anniversary of X-Files. And I mean, along with like all the seasons, I own those. They came out with a video game for the PS2. They came out with a video game for the PS2, and it was voiced by the actors. It's a very good video game. You know, if you have access to a PS2 or possibly the PS3 that is backwards compatible, because every PS3 was not backwards compatible. They had a specific model. So if you don't have that, you know, you to find the model, you can just look it up online, you know, say, just say, well, you know, what number is the model that has the backwards compatibility for the PS3, and they'll tell you the number. And that's what you got to check for every PS3 you touch to see if they have that backwards compatibility. But with that being said, the X-Files game was very, very good. And they also have came out with a gang of comics, Topps, the people that make the baseball cards, Topps. They had their own magazines and comic book, their own comic book company. And X-Files was one of the comic books they were putting out. So they actually they had some very good books, very good comics, true to the lore of X-Files. They had some great covers. Yeah, you know, I mean, along with that, they had novels, you know, books and everything else. They had all kind of stuff on the X-Files. Love the franchise. Hey, Lady Miss, how you doing? First lady of the channel. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy to have you here. You know, but you know, today they what was it yesterday? They actually came out with news that they were actually doing a reboot. And when I heard that, I was like, oh no, not a reboot. And yeah, they're gonna do it on the 30th anniversary of the X-Files. They're gonna come out with a reboot. And the bad thing about it is From what it says here, X-Files reboot with diverse cast in development from Black Panther's Ryan Coogler. Creator Chris Carter dropped the news as it's the 30th anniversary of the show's release. So yeah, that's very interesting. So that's basically what we're oh, you doing fine. That's good. Great to hear that. Yeah, so that's what yeah. X-Files is getting the Hollywood reboot treatment with a diverse cast that is in development from Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. Man, he says, I just spoke to a young man, Ryan Coogler, who is going to remount the X-Files with a diverse cast. So he's got his work cut out for him because we cover so much territory, said Carter. Yeah, says 5 years ago, saw the X-Files return with the surprising 10th and 11th seasons and an animated spin-off comedy that has said to be in development. And from what I heard today, that spin-off comedy, animated spin-off comedy, has been shelved. So yeah, they were working on that since 2020, and that's been shelved. Yeah. So the X-Files Albuquerque, which Chris Carter is attached to, but news of the Ryan Coogler X-Files is new. Worth a mention is the property is now owned by Disney through 20th Century Studios. So basically, when Disney bought out 20th Century Fox, they ended up getting the X-Files. So holy schmagolies. Yeah. Low spec. So they're gonna murder the franchise on the 30th anniversary. Yeah. You know what? Man, I tell you what. Holy shit. In the last 7 to 10 years, I've seen the impossible become possible. And when you've seen what's happened to, oh my goodness, the franchises, dude, I mean, we can go on and on and on about shit that's been hijacked and screwed over and basically to the point where these franchises can't even come back from some of that shit. I'm surprised Star Trek is getting what it's getting, but it's there and it's trying. And for the first time ever, somebody can say, "Hey, we like Star Trek in a majority. Give a fuck about Star Trek more than Star Wars." But oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, you guys get ready for that one. I wonder. I can't even imagine what's going to happen with X-Files. Would any of y'all watch it? I've been getting my Babylon 5 fix with old free space open mods. Good stuff. Babylon 5. You know what? To be honest, I'm starting to realize something in me has been like, kind of seeing that there's a lot of you ever watch Paul Chato? Call me Chato. Yeah, Chato's cool. Yeah, I spoke to him before. Very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. So I saw a video from him today, and he was going through his, if I'm not mistaken, it was his fall 1970. No. It was actually the fall of 1983, 1984, something like that. And basically, he came across this show called Manimal. I don't know if you guys remember Manimal. I remember watching it. And it was about, this dude that had the power to turn into animals, and he would help fight crime and shit like that. But man, and a lot of people never seen it. A lot of people never even heard of that show. But you had to live in certain test markets, in areas that they used to test market shows in America. And for sure, New York, California were the two places that were the main test markets for damn near everything, when it came to fashion and music and all kind of things. Basically, the rule of thumb was, if you put something out, regardless if it's clothes, music, movies, whatever, TV shows or whatever, if you get a good reception in New York or in California, your shit can make it anywhere. And if your shit doesn't get a good reception, in New York or California, you might as well hang it up, because your shit won't make it anywhere if you can't make it there. And that's what it was with a lot of things. Which, come to find out, it's not exactly true. But for decades, that was what a lot of things went by. That was if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So, being in New York at the time that Manimal came out, I remember seeing that show. And Zachariah 315, what's going on, man? Saying howdy, y'all. Right behind you, Psychodorf 9, saying the exact same thing. What's up, man? You guys are awesome, man. Thinking alike and shit. I mean, great to have y'all here. But yeah, so basically what I'm getting at is, when you sit there and you think, Manimal only had one season, but then, but you can actually find it, and it's been released in some places, and you can actually get a copy of Manimal. And do you know how many shows were actually pretty good? And just because of the competition, with the shows that were out at that time, a lot of shows didn't make it. And it wasn't because the script was bad, or the show was bad, or the acting was bad. It was going against some fierce competition that maybe if you'd have took the show and put it on a different night, it would have did something. But just the fact that you taking a new show, putting against something that was a fucking monster on TV, shows didn't make it. Shows didn't survive. Put you on, you're a brand new show, put you on a certain night with a show that's fucking killing it, you're not gonna make it. So if it's out of somebody watching the show that people have been liking for years and watching a new show that nobody gives a fuck about, then you already know what they're gonna watch. So a lot of shows that had great cast, and basically, if they would have had a chance, they would have went further. So you have a lot of one season shows that were put out in TV, and a lot of them are worth, I think, I'm not going to say a lot. I think some of them are worth checking out. And I was thinking, well, it would be interesting to go back and try to find some. Manimal is one. So, like, again, look it up. Animal with the M in front. So you look up Manimal, and the shit was cool. I mean, you know, especially like if you look up the graphics, like you know, especially you hit YouTube, they'll show you videos of the dude transforming and shit. And it's interesting, man. It's just like, damn, all right. For it to be an early 80s show, it was something that nobody saw before. And it didn't make it. But would I check it out for that one season show? You fucking right, man. Why? Because it's probably better than anything else, than a bunch of shit that's out right now. So, you know, why not go back a little bit and check that shit up? You know, check it out. I mean, you know, my bad. I'm saying two things at once. What's up, Sean? Say, what's up, my dude? What's going on, man? Great to have you here, man. Shit, hopefully you're doing all right. Lady Miss saying what's up to everybody. That's what's up. Thank you, Lady Miss. Look at that. You guys are awesome. Low Spec says The Phoenix 1982 was good. Only got one season. You know what? I think he spoke about that show too. You know, actually, there was another show. I forgot what the name of it was called. It was Lonnie Anderson and Linda Carter. They're two detectives. I forgot what the fuck it was called. Like, damn it. But you know, I seen folks. You know that doesn't even have. There's folks selling it on DVD, but it's never been given a DVD release. So, you know, what I'm thinking is some folks probably recorded every episode when it came out and transferred that shit onto DVD and then just started selling that shit, man. And then, of course, they had like promotional pictures and posters and different things you could find online. You could take one of those pictures, use it as a DVD cover, boom, you know, and start selling them shits. And I think a lot of people did that with a lot of stuff that, and I'm shit, the power of the VCR, right? And other things that people had to record, man, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of stuff out there. Yeah, dude, I'm doing real good. My brother found out he doesn't have cancer. Oh, man. That's great news, man. Damn great news. I'm doing better, man. I'm doing better, man. Thank you, man, for asking. Oh, Paulie, what's going on? Latino Slant. ¿Qué pasó, mi hermano? Hopefully everything's good with you, man. Wild and Wednesdays? Yeah, man. Just Wild Wednesdays, man. So, you know, figured shit. Just sit here and speak for a little bit. Man, how's it going, man? You doing all right? Mi hermano, let me know how you doing. And Lady Miss says, at. Yeah, I know you probably hit the button too fast, right? It's all good. But, you know, like I was saying, there's that show again with Linda Carter. It was only one season, but man, to see both of them together for about what I think it was like an hour show. You see them for a whole season. Oh my goodness. Good stuff, man. I would watch it. I would watch that. He says, I'm well, cooking and listening, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was watching you the other day too, man. So thank you. Thank you. Man, shit. Paulie Latino Slant. Hey, if you're not subscribed to him, shit, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Yeah, check him out. He's awesome. Great man. Do I watch the NBA? To be honest, when sports got woke about a couple years ago, I gave up, man. Ain't no telling where they're at right now, man. I'm over here in Houston, you know, checking out the Rockets and everything, man. I just couldn't do it no more, man. Sports just Yeah, man. You know, loved it so much better when, they weren't kneeling and you know, doing all kinds of other stuff, man. So yeah, I just like I said, I had to check out of sports. To be honest, if I'm gonna check any sports out, it'll be UFC, MMA. They got like bare knuckle brawls. I'll be checking that shit out. It's just be all kind of like gladiator type. Um, Shit, they got like backyard brawls, man. Just all kind of wild shit. Yeah, I watch all that. They got actually they got like bikini fighting where they got like these chicks, man. They shit looking like cheerleaders and all kind of shit, putting on gloves and beating the shit out of each other. Dude, I be watching all of that, man. Just that's where it's at, man. You know, that's where it's at. I got a homeboy, man, Sam Hoger. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Sam Hoger. I don't know if you guys ever watched uh the Ultimate Fighter, the reality show, MMA reality show. He was on season one. He was in season one, and if you watch it, like you pull up season one, he was the third guy. Like after they eliminated everybody, they had three guys left. He was the third dude, and he got fucking eliminated. And then there were two guys left, and then and like they say in Highland, that there can only be one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I wonder what you cooking, Paulie. I wonder what you cooking, man. So I went to a Thunder game last night. Shit was crazy. I wonder who won. I wonder who won, Sean. Yeah, man. Hmm. We are a UFC and Dodgers household here. Yeah, man. What's also pretty cool is right now UFC is at, I can't remember how far, what they're like at, what 150s, 200. I mean, they're up there. Um, living here in Houston, they got all these pawn shops, right? And you'd be surprised when you go in them. They have these deals. Hey, what's you know, 10 DVDs for $5, shit like that. Or, sometimes it'd be a dollar each or whatever. And I'd sit there and I'd go through, try to see if I can find all the UFCs. And I mean, there's so many. And then if it's not that, then you got Pride. So you got Pride, you got UFC, and then you got all these other ones, man. And then if you're lucky, you'll catch the bootleg ones, the bum fights, the old school crazy shits. And I got a bunch of them too, man. Especially when them shits were out like about 15 years ago. So, Low Spec says, LOL, I've been seeing ads on where and how to watch Japanese female wrestling. LOL. You know what? There's a lot of stuff out there, man. A lot of different stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of wrestling. I'm seeing a lot of UFC, and I'm seeing a lot of just boxing with just all chicks, and I'm starting to see more of it. It's interesting. Sean said, "Oh, that's what's up, dude. Still crushing it." Yeah, man. Thank you, man. And Lady Miss saying hi to Latino Slam. That's what's up. Sean says, Thunder choked on a free throw and lost the game. Shake my head. That's crazy. Is this as if it weren't for the Hornets, Oklahoma would never have the Thunders. They came here because of the hurricane. Yeah, I remember because yep, I remember that. Yep, they were the New Orleans Hornets. I remember that. They because they yeah, I remember that, man. Yep. Yep, I remember that. And now they have the Pelicans, huh? Interesting, man. Yeah, I'm so out of it with basketball, man. And football. I just can't fuck with it, man. What have you been watching lately? Honestly, I've been checking out Cabin in the Woods. I had to go back and watch that with Chris Hemsworth. Very good movie. You know, I started going back and started seeing some of the last of the good movies before a lot of things started changing. Yeah, you kind of miss that kind of shit, man. Checking out Old School. Old School is one of the last good comedies, man. Like, like real boss to the wall, edgy as fuck, like don't give a shit. You kind of miss that, those kind of movies. Animal House, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, getting high, getting drunk, chasing tail, acting stupid, getting caught by the cops, getting out of some shit, getting into some shit. Just whatever, man. Just miss, old college, Revenge of the Nerds, just all that shit, man. Just miss all of it, man. It's oh yeah, that was great. I took a buddy with a weak stomach, and at that end, it made him puke. LOL. I felt bad because I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Well, like damn, I'd have looked at him like, damn, man, yeah, what do you do, man? I'd be like, well, what the fuck, man? Yeah, actually, low spec, I did check out that Shin Ultraman. Very good. Very, very good, man. Thank you. Thank you for that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I did. But yeah, I was watching Cabin in the Woods, man. And that was a very, very interesting. I've watched it quite a few times. But just to see it now and looking at like, I look, what's crazy? I would have to say back in 2015, good 8 years ago, which is kind of like, feels like yesterday in some ways. You'd have just would have never thought. I mean, damn. My son was like 10 years old. My little girl was about 6, 7, depending on what time of the year it was. And, sitting there looking at them as kids and showing them all kind of stuff. You look at it, you look at shit now and you're like, wow, everything is so night and day, man. Back then I wasn't scared to show them a Disney movie. Nowadays, I wouldn't dare show a kid a Disney movie. Not current Disney. Not current Disney. Shit. Just think, a company that put out movies, for kids would be the one company you'd be scared to fucking show your kids any movies that belong from that company. Like, who'd have thought that, man? Holy shit. Oh, man. Interesting, man. Let's pick Linus laptop. My man, thank you for that, man. He said, did you check out the new John Wick? And I haven't checked out John Wick yet. Haven't checked out. I know Latino Slant. I know he's probably checked it by now. Yeah, man. I hear nothing but good things about it. I can't wait to see Ballerina. That's what I want to see, man. You know, honestly, I can see say Sean and everybody else, you guys are you guys looking forward to the Flash movie? If so, you can probably, you can drop a word in there and tell me why you check it out. If you say yeah, you can say because of Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is the one reason why a lot of people are going to go watch it. But then you got some folks that are saying, well, you have folks that because of Ezra Miller would say, hey, fuck that movie. I'm not going to watch it, this, that, and the other. And then once they see all the stuff with Michael Keaton in it, those, they say, well, those people are now tempering their decision and saying, well, they'll go check it now because Michael Keaton's in it. It's like, oh boy, like shit, what do you do with that, right? It's like Dwarf 9 says, I got to go to John Wick myself. Yeah, man. I know, right? I probably won't see it in the theater, man, to be honest. Banana Sean says the third is still my favorite. Has some cinematography that I've never seen in my life. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Nah, I'm not going to see The Flash. Huh, interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, some people, like I say, some people are going to see it because they genuinely want to see it. And some people are going to see it just to see what it is or what it isn't. You know what I'm saying? And then, so yeah, like I said before, the reason why I'm seeing it is because I've been talking about that movie for almost 2 years or maybe longer than 2 years. If you put 24/7 Fusion Media and you put The Flash, you get to see all the fucking Flash videos I put. I mean, you'll see some of them shits go back to like 2 years.
That's right. That's right. You got kicked off the Flash Reddit for profanity. Because I used to go on Reddit and post your Flash videos on there, and the moderators wrote me and said, stop posting his videos. He uses bad words. I said, well, that's fair. He's like, there's a lot of kids on this subreddit. I said, they need to know the truth.
Yeah, I know, right? You motherfuckers. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I stopped. Like I still go to Reddit to see what people are saying, but as far as posting on it,
yeah, dude, it was an abomination. Though I will tell you this, you did get some good comments back in the day, until the trolls found us and started doing negative stuff and downvote you and everything.
I know, right? Just think
because you weren't towing the line, or they didn't like your view on it. But some of the more, I don't know, educated about the Flash, shall we say, maybe older, maybe more into the origins and understanding the Flash people. Right. You definitely did have some good followers there. I don't know if they followed you over to YouTube. That'd be interesting one day to ask and see if, when you're having a big chat, asking people if they remember that or if they ever came over from YouTube. But you definitely did have some people who backed you up. But there were a lot of Ezra Miller apologists on there for sure, my friend, for sure.
Well, you know who sent me into the direction of Reddit to begin with, right?
Paulie from Latino Slant?
This gentleman right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Banana Sean.
That's a cool icon, Banana Sean.
Yeah. Sean's awesome. Nah,
do you like my Tauntaun, Banana Sean?
Yeah.
You guys recognize that from 1980?
Yeah, I like that, man. I was almost pulling my my mohawk out when I seen it. So I was like, oh shit, I want one of those.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, dude, guess why I'm late? 3.5 hours at the Social Security office to get a card. And when I was finally done, you know what the lady said to me? You could have done this via email. I'm like, perhaps there should be a sign on the door when I first come in that says that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's, yeah, you get to find out you can do a lot of shit online and everything.
And dude, let me tell you, my friend, honestly, it's a sin to make old people go there. It is the dregs of humanity. It's people with mental health issues, no doubt about it. Probably about 10% of people who get stuck in the middle. Oh, hold on a second.
Right. Go ahead, brother. Yeah. Psychodorf 9 says, I'm going to miss Lance in the Horizon Zero Dawn series. Yeah, man. I heard he was actually pretty good. I've never checked the series, but I heard he was actually pretty good in that series, man. And my boy Sean says you got kicked off of Reddit for what? That's what the tags are for, so viewers are advised. Some mods are dumb fucks. Nah, I mean, I got kicked off of the DC Reddit
and the Flash Reddit.
Yeah, and the Flash Reddit, the DC Reddit, man. It's like basically I could still go in and check what everybody else is posting, but as far as like they won't accept anything from me or accept a comment from me. So that's what.
Yeah, now your Superman stuff's still good. The Superman people didn't throw us off.
Yeah, and I mean,
if it was a DC movie, remember those? There's an animated DC Reddit, I think, or something like that.
Right.
Those guys were super cool.
They
never complained or downvoted you or anything.
Yeah, but that's what happened, man. It was fucked up, man. But it is what it is, man. It's Reddit. Tons and tons make good sleeping bags, I heard. Yeah, I know, right? Man, that Flash movie. I'm gonna have to. I'll be there, man, just to see how it all goes down. Like I said, it's one of those things, man. Talking about it for about 2 years or more. You got to, after everything that's happened, you just have to see, what the end results of whatever this thing's gonna be. You got to see, how it all goes down at the end.
Yeah, no doubt. Man. Dude, you know what you ought to do?
What's that?
Get Loki to trick Mexican Iron Man to come down there, and then tell him y'all are taking him out for pizza or something, and then bring him to the movie and make him watch the Flash movie, and then you can record him after he comes out. You'll get 1 million views, dude. Can you imagine that rant? Because Mexican Iron Man does not like Ezra Miller. He does not like the Flash.
Right.
And he does not like to be tricked. I think that'd be funny.
I know, right? We can hog tie his ass and bring him in there, right? Oh shit. Latino Science says, okay, all good. It's simmering. Sausages in marinara sauce and pasta going. Gonna get some fresh rolls in a second as well. Oh wow. You're doing it. All food. I know, right? Damn. I know, man. Damn, you got me hungry, bro. You doing it, man. Damn. That sounds good. Wow. Shit. I don't know. I don't know what I'm. I got some chicken in the fridge. I can actually cook. So that might be it. That and some steamed vegetables. Shit. What's up, Zax? Paulie, that sounds good, huh? I know, right? That shit. Paulie's doing it good. Shit, what you got planned for dinner, Pat?
Hold on a second. This dummy next door to me decided to cut his grass. There we go.
No, you're good, brother.
Oh, dude, I'm glad you said that. You know what you need to try if you haven't done this yet?
What's that?
It seemed like kind of a hipster thing, but they actually fed me this in a hospital. I had never really had it before. Maybe I did like it.
Well, hold on. Before you tell me, you say a hipster thing?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a hipster thing, but it really turned out good. Have you done the roasted vegetables yet? Have you tried to just roast them in the oven?
Yeah.
Man,
I love roasted vegetables. Nah,
dude,
that's not a
that
hipster thing.
comes out. Thank you. I
Yeah,
agree
that's
now. Well,
fucking
of course, at the time I thought it was, but I was like really surprised. Like there were vegetables I wouldn't even think of touching, like zucchini and summer
yeah,
squash and all that.
zucchini. Right. Yeah, zucchini,
Yeah.
squash, carrots. I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, roasted vegetables. Phew, that's some good stuff, man. So, and actually, I guess the whole thing with that is to, I guess, open your eyes and let you see that, hey, there's a lot of nutritious shit that, and I'm gonna tell you something. The thing that pulls a lot of people away from eating nutritious food, and they grow up eating other things, and when it comes to squash and zucchini and beets and all the other stuff that people you should be eating but you don't, is because of how a lot of things were prepared while you were growing up,
Yeah.
to the point that it's like you don't you think about it and you think about how fucked up it tastes when mom cooked it and all this other. So it's like you look at it and you're like, well, I don't like this, I don't want to eat this. And then especially when nobody ever shows you, hey, there's a different way you can eat this, or you could try this. Hey, try roasting it, try pan searing it, try doing this or doing that. And that's how a lot of people don't like asparagus. Now people do. Why? Because people, it's a different way to cook it now and people enjoy it.
Oh yeah, man. And I grew up eating greens, and that was done right. And my old man started doing it when he got sick. He
Right.
started making them real healthy because he had never had them before. He moved
Right.
down here down to New Orleans from St. Louis, but he learned from my mom and grandma how to make them. And he just started using like a lighter oil, and he put a
Right.
lot of garlic, and he cooked down the onions real slow so they kind of caramelize and everything.
Right.
And dude, there wasn't anything unhealthy about that. And we do a lot. I don't know, are you a cabbage guy, man? We do a
Love
lot of
cabbage.
cabbage, dude.
I love
Like
cabbage. I love,
we probably
yeah.
cook a pot of cabbage every 2 weeks, and it stays good in the fridge for a nice few days and stuff and
Right.
all. And you can cook a little side of meat and maybe roast a potato or something like that. That's really
Right.
good stuff.
Man, I tell
Yeah,
you,
Lady Mist.
I know. And what's up, Zach? Lady Miss is awesome. Yeah. And Psycho Dwarf 9 says pan frying me some kielbasa. Yeah. So you pan, so you got some kielbasa going. Paulie has some sausage going and some marinara sauce. So
Yeah, Paulie's doing Italian night, man.
I know, man. He says and Paulie says he loves to grill and cook in general. Hey, man, that's it's crazy. At one point, I was an assistant manager at Denny's, and I had to learn. A part of taking on the position was having to learn how to cook every dish on the menu. Why? Because to be a good manager, you should always know every position of whatever job you're working at. Why? Because if somebody doesn't show up to work or something fails or whatever, you know how to step in and make up for whatever's not right. And
yeah, I've also seen managers cook if like a big group of 25 people come in. A good manager will be right on the grill, man. And of course, a lot of the Denny's you can see right through the back.
Exactly.
Can you make a moon over my hammy still? Moons over my hammy still?
Yeah. I know how to make a moons over my hammy. Yeah, that's with the sourdough bread. You have the eggs, the cheese, the ham, and yeah. What I used to do was I used to substitute the ham for turkey when I used to do mine.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what I used to do with mine. And dude, we but this was man, I don't want to say how long ago it was, but it was a long time ago, man.
Be careful.
Yeah. But but it was a long time ago, and yeah, the thing is, I really didn't know how to cook when I got the position. So the cooks showed me how to cook. So I learned how to cook restaurant style. It's crazy because I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. People would have thought, hey, maybe your moms and pops would have showed you how to cook. And they tried, man. I just couldn't get it, man. I couldn't get it, man. And it's a lot harder to cook Spanish food, man, because you talking about going from scratch. And dude, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of pre-prep in making a lot of Spanish food that sometimes the pre-prep takes a few days in order to come out with the end product. And so there's a lot of like, give you an example, Puerto Rican tamales. To make those, they make those out of banana. And like if you know anything about Mexican tamales, they make them out of corn, and they wrap them up in the corn husks and shit like that. Now with the
May I ask a quick Puerto Rican question, because this is actually pertinent to what you're talking about?
Sure, what's that, man?
Is it true in Puerto Rico that there's a lot more pork dishes than there are, say, beef dishes, because of being kind of isolated and having less land to have livestock on? That it's obviously takes up less room, and you get more meat from a pig than a cow if per square foot of land. Is that right?
To be honest,
It
for
could
what
also
I've
be
seen,
pork
no,
and
no, 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 no,
ribs.
no, no. I'm telling you, no, no. I'm
Okay.
telling you. Look. But
Okay.
mom's Puerto Rican, dad's Cuban. Having stepmoms that that's Mexican. The thing is, so my whole point is being around different Spanish Hispanic cultures. To be honest, I've seen them cook a lot more with pork. All of them, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexicans. I've seen them cook a lot more with pork than I've seen them cook with beef or chicken. And not to say they don't have beef, or of course everybody has their chicken, beef, and fish dishes. But if you talk about pig, man, there's a lot of shit that they can do with pork, and that shit, and you can actually find pork. And then the thing is, let's say if it's not pork, even with black people, I mean, no bullshit. I mean, hell, if you look at what they do with pork chops and sausage and everything else, dude, pork is bad in a lot of different cultures. And to be straight up, with lard and everything else, there's a lot of cultures that cook in pig fat and everything else, dude. It's and that's the thing that a lot of people that are more conscious about how a lot of our ancestors used to cook. A lot of the dishes are good. The thing is sometimes they try to figure out, how do you convert a lot of these good tasting dishes into something that's healthier, that you don't have to use lard and manteca and all this other shit. I don't know. It ain't easy, man, because the thing is, it's hard to replicate that authentic taste when you sit there and you have to try to substitute ingredients.
Yeah, I hear you. No, that makes sense. It makes sense. And
Yeah,
look,
man.
dude, the Cubans use a lot of pork too. I mean, I'm not.
No,
I'm
saying
not
I
going
said
around.
that.
Yeah, I'm not going around that either, because
Puerto Ricans, Cubans,
in New Orleans, the two big Hispanic populations are, believe it or not, we have a lot of people from Nicaragua that
right.
usually, like, if you go to a Mexican restaurant, it's like a family. It's owned by Nicaraguans, and a lot of and I grew up with them too, because they're all Catholic. A lot of Cubans, and like in New Orleans, you can get a really good Cuban sandwich, and let's be honest, brother, that's all pork and mustard and bread,
of course.
and they're good too.
and to be honest, a Cuban sandwich done right, it's I've seen it done with two different kinds of pork.
Oh yeah, that's what they do here, dude. They use like a loin and a ham, and
right, exactly,
with some Swiss, or like they use baby Swiss here, because we got a little company.
And then you think about it, you're grilling the bread with butter. Dude, I mean,
it's terrible for you. What's not to love?
I know, right?
And not a vegetable on it, dude.
I know, right? It's fuck, and Paulie here is saying we got cabbage all in our soups. Rami kills it Portuguese style. Huh, Portuguese. I've never tried any Portuguese food. Have you, Pat? I've never had.
Have a big we call them Portuguese down here. God, I hope that's not like a a negative thing. But
Oh,
they're like, oh, we're Portuguese because they have their own churches and stuff in the New Orleans area. Not
right.
much. You know what they kind of run down here? A lot of pizza places are owned by Portuguese.
What you
No,
say?
you got me. I have no idea why. I mean, that's
Right,
obviously an Italian dish, but they do down here. You know,
right.
um,
Zach.
and white Texans run off all of our tamale stands on the side of the road.
Wow.
The big one down here is owned by a family of really wealthy, well-to-do Irish-looking Catholic guys.
I know, right?
And they got the little stands. Y'all have those down there, like the little yellow
Well, yeah,
carts.
yeah.
And they just set up like
Yeah. They. Well, I
yeah,
mean, they have those, and then they also have like they have trucks. But yeah, they do have guys that do have their own little individual stands that they'll either be pushing it or they'll have it attached to some kind of like bike or something to where they can actually like pedal it, and they get creative with that.
yeah. And down here, dude, because they just still do a brisk cash business. A couple of them will like take it off of like an e-reader with their phone and stuff. So
Right.
needless to say, even in some of the better neighborhoods like mine, they're in front of the hardware store about 5 blocks from me. Those cats are strapped, man. There's
Mm.
always two of them, even if it's two ladies, and they all have big guns on their sides. Nobody messes with them. Besides, why would you mess with them, dude? If you steal from them, you're gonna lose that out of your community. Where else you're gonna go to get fresh tamales, like set up
Right.
in a stand from 4 to 6 o'clock at night, man? That's awesome.
The whole thing with tamales, like I said, in order to make them, dude, so much goes into making them. Like again, boy, Puerto Rican tamales. Fuck. I mean, it basically is what like what they do with the corn and all that. It's like, man, it's like with the Puerto Rican tamales. We use banana and banana leaves, and it's just like fuck. It's but to the like I got a family recipe. So anybody, hey Paulie, if you anybody want a copy of the family recipe, I don't mind giving it out. So anybody wants to know how to make some some Puerto Rican tamales, you got to use them with green platano, with green plantain bananas. Yo, them shits. The thing is, in order to make it, you have to do at least 2 or 3 days of prep in order to, like, on the last day, put it all together, and then wrap it up. And you have to use like this twine that you have to like boil and shit, because once you do, you have to put it in water and boil it. And that shit it's a lot of work, and then the thing is, with the Puerto Rican tamales, they use they use pork. Pork is the main meat that they put into the tamales. So so basically, if you ever get a Puerto Rican tamale from anywhere, 9 times out of 10, that thing is probably a pork tamale.
I would think so, yeah.
So yeah, that's hold on. Psycho Dwarf 9 says guacamole, barbecue, cheesy, barbecue sauce, cheesy burgers. Yeah, there you go, brother. And Sean says, hey, brother, good talking to you. Got to head out for now. Take it easy. Hey, Sean, take care, man, and thank you, man. Oh, that's my brother right there, Sean, in the house. Man, take care, brother. And Paulie says Latinos have made so many dishes out of pork. Like I said, I think what it is. I think in mainly probably all Spanish cultures, I think pork has been the one thing that has been put in so much stuff, and not even that. It's like, say, look, just for like this. Look, bacon fat. So basically, just using the animal, using the pig for so much shit. I mean, just think, man, pork chops, bacon, chitlins, use the bacon fat to cook shit. You use the lard for stuff. It's like, and you just so much, pig snout, pigtail. People eat, pig's foot, shit. I heard.
You ever eat a pig's foot?
Hell no, and I hear they eat they hear fat back and pickled pig's butt and shit like
dude,
that.
we have down here. I bet it's in Texas too. You ever had hogshead cheese where they boil the meat off the
Man,
hog and
I've
put the oh man,
man, I've seen that. Man, hell no, man.
it's something else. It's a big thing down
I
here,
know.
dude. It's a I taught in a different parish, and that's where like a lot of the Cajun people are. And dude, they
Right.
used to buy that really fresh French bread, and they would put. Are you ready for this, my friend?
What's that, man?
Mayonnaise, liver cheese, and hogshead cheese, and like soak it in mayonnaise. Oh man, I had to walk out the room. I was like, I'm gonna go eat a salad. You guys are making my heart hurt. Just and I'm
Wow.
pretty adventurous, man. I'll eat some stuff. I'll tell you what else too. When it comes to like Cuban food and Mexican food, that's the
Right.
only time I miss drinking, man. Because they have a nice cold Modelo or some Dos Equis while you're eating a
Right.
spicy fish taco or something. Oh man,
Oh man.
or
Word.
crawfish. That's the only time I ever
Oh
miss it.
man. Yeah, that's you, dude. You talking to me now? Oh, here we go. We got Penny in the house. How you doing, Penny?
Hi,
Hopefully,
Penny.
everything's
Welcome.
good with you. And Penny says the only thing of bacon I save is the fat I trim to put in my husband's collard greens. Huh. You
Well,
know,
Penny,
and
I could tell you this: if you try to find a substitute, I'll have to go pull what my dad used to do because we haven't made his collard, and he passed about 6 years ago. He made it healthy when he got cancer, and he was trying to eat better, and he dropped a quick 20 pounds, and he's
yo,
understand why traditionally people do it, and it does taste good, you know.
what's what was it? You kind of broke.
Oh no, I didn't say what it was. I said I'd have to pull it out, but I'll put it on Twitter. If anybody DMs me, I'll pull it out later on tonight and look at it. I think what he did was he did a little. He would use a little bit of butter and cook down the onions first, like a really little bit, like a pat of butter, not much butter at all.
Right.
And then he would. You ever heard of Tony Chachere's?
Yeah.
Like yeah, you guys had that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would
I have it in the
he
kitchen.
would kind of when he did a little bit of the boil, he would actually put that in the water, the one without salt. And you could just add your own salt, which his didn't need a lot of. His thing was, I thought that was really smart, was he put a lot of onion in, and he cooked it slow, and he cut it thin, and he cooked it
Right.
down, and that made
Well,
all the difference in the world. And he clip a little bit of garlic, and you got to put your garlic in kind of last because you don't want it to go bitter on you.
right. Well, the thing that I came to find out about onions was that when you caramelize them,
Yeah.
shit ain't good for you, man. So that I'm just
I
letting you
wouldn't
know.
think so because they taste really good, and I've learned in life that
Right.
they do
Well,
taste good for you.
if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the sweet. There's something about caramelizing, and you can look it up. If when you caramelize onions, that shit ain't good for you, man. And I mean, if you do it every blue moon, like but they say for some reason when people were doing it a lot and thinking that it wasn't nothing wrong with cooking down onions that much, they say the whole caramelizing of the onions, man, that shit ain't good for you, man. So, like I said, you can, I mean, while we sitting here talking, you can Google that shit real quick, and you could just
Okay.
see like how what they say about it. But and I'm not trying
Now,
to
let me
like,
ask you this: when I'm cooking down my onions, like in a stew or beans and my cabbage and all that,
right.
it's not the same because it's not the same effect with through chemistry, right? Because we
Well,
use a
yeah.
lot of onions.
No. What it is it's like when for some reason when you turn up the heat and you're caramelizing onions, you're burning them down, and that's why they turn bad. So basically, when you're caramelizing them, you're building up this sugar, like you're like the sweetness to them, and that's the shit that ain't good for you, man. And it's different. Like when you sit there and you take onions and you slightly saute them, with a bunch of, different other vegetables, they don't get into like a caramelized state, so they basically hold its nutrition and basically its solidarity, its solidity, and it doesn't break down to give off that sugary thing about them that makes it bad, from you cooking it down like that. And
I hear you. So
Yeah, you
like
know,
the worst thing you could eat then would be like French onion soup, right? Because that's a bunch of caramelized onions and then
right?
a
Yeah,
big thing
exactly.
of bread and cheese on top.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and again, if you sit there and check it out, I mean, like I say, just Google and just see, you know, what caramel onions do, you know, to you physically. Shit ain't good for you, man. But onions are good for you. It's just how, you know, it's how it's cooked. You know, when you cook them down like that, you know, it's, you know, every blue moon, nothing wrong with it. But you know, the shit tastes
You
so
like a
good that
white onion or a sweet Vidalia or a purple onion?
I like the white, yellow, and the red onion. I love all of them, and I can eat onion raw, so I'm good with
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, no problem. Especially the red onion. Psychodorf 9 says, "Dang it, y'all making me want to cook swank swing Bratton. Never heard of that. I never. What's swank Bratton? Huh? Interesting.
Hey, listen, we're getting close to the hour mark, so I don't want you to cut me off before I ask you this question.
No, go ahead,
But
brother.
you and I have a mutual buddy, and you have actually hung out with him in personal. Did you get a chance to see Loki's repeat this morning?
Yeah, I watched the show, man. I mean, like I said, I've known for a while
Yeah, so
what
you
you
know what he
know.
looks like, right?
Yeah, it
All
wasn't like
right.
yeah, I
Dude, if
wasn't
he
like
showed up at my house and said, "Hey man, it's time you paid that money back you owed," frick, dude, I'd hand him my jewelry.
shit. You guys are
Dude, he
funny.
is not a little guy, huh?
No, I mean
He's
I
a
don't know.
beast.
It's funny, man, because he's you know I'm 6'3", he's 6'3", but it's you know
Who's got bigger wrist? You or him?
I mean I'm bigger than him, dude. You know
You good?
I'm
Could you take him? Could you take him in a fight? I mean,
I
between
mean
you and me, I'm only like
nah, man, I'm not. I ain't, come on, man. Uh, like a Dwarf 9 said, who? Oh hell yeah. Yeah, man. So you know, yeah. But Loki, he's you know, he is, you know, thin dude, man. So
God, man, when y'all go places, huh? People must be like, "Are we in trouble for something?"
nah, man,
When
I
y'all order,
mean,
dude, when y'all order pizza, y'all order two pizzas, right? I mean, y'all are big boys, 6'3".
We only order one, man. We only order one. I
Okay.
mean, I don't
Now,
know.
if Aris is with you, you got to order three, right? I mean, there ain't no way the three of y'all are gonna eat,
Nah, I
even
mean,
if Aris
Eric.
eats just a
I mean,
slice.
Eric ain't no. I mean, she's cool. She ain't no big chick. I mean,
Oh no,
I don't know.
no, no, God, I'm not saying that. No, but she's gonna want a piece or two. Anybody would,
Yeah,
even
I
a little
mean,
kid would want two
I
pieces
don't
of
know.
pizza.
I
Now
guess.
you're down to three each.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we could probably all eat off of maybe one or two pieces. You know, it ain't like that.
Do y'all get Diet Cokes to balance it out? Since you eat
Nah,
that
I
much
mean,
pizza.
we all haven't gotten pizza together.
Okay. Let me ask you this: Can you
I
really
mean, me and
Can
you
you
know, me
really
and
read a
Loki.
comic book while you're eating your pizza in the comic shop pizza place? Like if you
Yeah, I
bought
can.
the comic book, I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is you know, you got to know how to eat food and not fuck up what you
Yeah,
touch, man. I mean,
I'm
but
not
that
sloppy, man. I take my time. I use a
nah,
knife and fork, not with
nah.
pizza, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't want
you
to
got
eat
to
a
be
chili
careful with
dog
that,
reading a
man.
comic book, even one I didn't like.
I know, right? That's
So if I didn't say hi to Zach and Paulie, hi Zach and Paulie, and Lou Spec
yep,
Linux and everybody else too.
yep, and Penny, yep,
Sorry, y'all.
yep.
I'm still discombobulated, and I probably need a good shower too. That place I went to was kind of
Nah,
yucky.
I know, right?
Dude,
Say,
they need to, for old people, like I was saying earlier, for old people especially, there needs to be a real alternative. Old people should only have to do that stuff online. You should be able to set them up on a Zoom call and stuff and all that.
yeah, man.
Because
I
when I
mean,
tell you, man, there's some weird people in there. Like I said, there's people with mental health issues. And they're talking to themselves and getting all riled up and everything. I was watching this one guy, reminded me back of my old security guard teacher days, man, when I was doing special ed. You could just see this
right?
guy was working himself up. I said, I think that's a good idea. Let's get him. He could take my spot. Let's get him fixed up and get him on his way.
You know, Low Spec says they also say to quit butter and use margarine. For fuck's sake, butter is good for you. Margarine is actually poison. You know what? That whole
Hydrated
thing.
oil, my friends.
Yeah, that fucking margarine. I never, man. Once I really figured out what the fuck was up with that, I was like, never again. Penny says, "What's up to Zach's?" Psychodorf 9 says, "Unfortunately, fat equals flavor." You know, yeah, man. I know, man. That's fucked up. Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass. 72 Cutlass. That's some good shit right there. What's going on, brother? Says same height as me. Well, 6'3". Yeah, me and Loki is 6'3". But for some reason, every time I look at him, I be thinking I'm taller than him, man. So I don't know, man.
Maybe you wear taller shoes.
I don't even know what it is,
What you
man.
wear?
I mean, I
Do you
wear
wear
size.
Doc Martens, dude? If you wore Doc Martens, you'd be like
Nah,
6'6".
nah, man. I'm not. Nah, man. I'm wearing some Nikes, man.
I used
You
to wear
know,
Docs in high school and college because I was trying to hit that 6 foot mark. Because I'm only
nah.
5'11", so it did give me a good inch and a half or so. So I popped that 6 mark. But I was always a big boy because I played ball. I mean, I played Division I ball. You know, I ain't
Right.
bragging. Single A in high school, you know. So, but it was still not Division I guys in college. Not Division I in college. We used to call it. We used to call them divisions down here in Louisiana. Division I was like the smallest, not the biggest. And then they changed because it was confusing. They changed it to the A. So you either played single A, double A, quad A. You know, it's pretty much
Right.
your biggest. Yeah.
Huh. Psychodorf 9 says, grill hangs from the chains. German grills hang from the chains. Boneless pork chops in that. Ooh. Wow. That's fucking, you know what? I never grilled any meat that ever hung off the chain. I've seen it before, but I've never done it. Have you, Pat?
No, I can't say I have. The biggest thing we grill down here is chicken, man. We do a lot of chicken.
No, no, no,
Might
no,
do.
no. No, no. What I'm saying is like grill it off
Oh,
of
I have.
like
Dude, I don't know if I've ever cooked anything off of a chain
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. That's what it says. Like the grill is hung on a chain and cooked that way. Like, have you ever? I've never.
No, no, man. Is that like a German thing or something? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, that's what
No,
he was
I
saying.
haven't.
Yeah,
I
German
haven't.
grill.
No, no, man. I am not familiar.
Huh. Say, Penny says, cast the rest on replay. Headed out to Bible study. Hey, Penny, you take care. And
Yeah. Say a
you
quick
know,
prayer for me, baby.
yeah, I was
I'll
gonna
take
say,
all I
yeah,
can get.
yeah, throw one up for us. I appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And Penny's in the house.
I
There you go. Thank you.
Dude, I'm glad Paulie was here. I need to. I wish he was still here. I want to send. I want to send him a DM. I want to know if he knows anything about the. Are you familiar with the Cinerama that opened in the '60s? It's where uh, what's his name? The Pulp Fiction guy, Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah, Queen
where he did
Tarantino.
he did a lot of his premieres and stuff. And I was like at the theater he'd go to as a kid. Well, like right during the beginning of COVID, they had closed it down
Right, right.
and the multiplex next to it, and it's supposed to be reopening again this summer, but I can't find out anything online. So I was hoping maybe he knew since he's got his kind of finger on the pulse down there. Because if I ever go to LA again, I'm desperate to go see a movie there. That place means a lot to me, historically and film culture.
Right.
That and Grauman's, those would be two places to definitely see something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Old Gamer 72 Cutlass says I'm 6'3.5" barefoot. Well, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see who's the tallest between me, you, and Loki. There you go.
What size
And
flip flop do you wear?
I wear 14s, everything, man. I'm 14.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Penny says prayers. All right, thank you, Penny. And be safe. Look forward to seeing you next time, and thank you for being here. And Psychodorf 9 says, I'm 5'6", but my crazy is 6'3". Ha! Yeah, man. So what you got going on for the rest of the night, brother?
Well, I'm gonna go help the boys cook. It's funny you should say that, man. I'll have to tell you about my youngest nephew. He's going to be a senior next year, and he wants to go do this half-day program in a culinary arts, which is, as you can imagine, in New Orleans, a pretty big thing.
Right.
So I said, you know what, dude? You're not even 17 years old yet, but I think when you're young, that's the time to explore and do that kind of stuff. And I can tell you this, my friend, there's a lot of people in my area that make a lot of money working in restaurants. It's one of the few professions you could have down here that you don't have to work in the oil fields or offshore. That you don't even really need a high school education to still make a livable income. But if you make yourself finish high school and you go through a good program, and there are some good programs down here,
Right.
You could start in the 40s. That is not unheard of. If you get with the right restaurant group of people, because down here there's about 4 or 5 families that own most of the prominent restaurants that you hear about. That's a real possibility. So I'm gonna go help him cook. I guess I have a question for you. Are you guys doing a round table tonight, or is your boy still backed up?
No, actually, I don't know if you've seen, but today is Eris's birthday. So
I did know it was I know that they did John Wick over the weekend. I did not know today was her physical birthday.
Yeah. So basically, he's just taking the day. He was taking the day off so that he can spend.
I hear you. I think that is obviously the right thing to do. And Brandon's trying to make up for not being able to do live stuff for the last couple weeks, so he decided he was going to do a 7:00 show every day this week. So I will obviously hop on there and help him wrench.
Monday.
Oh, that's right. You were invited to come on.
No, and but see, the thing is, I didn't go to either show, man. I wasn't feeling well, so I laid down, and by the time I laid down, it was like 4:30, and I wasn't feeling well. By the time I woke up, it was like 11 o'clock, but it was close to midnight.
Ooh.
So so it's like it was so rare, and I set the alarm. The alarm was going off, and it just, for some reason, I was just oblivious to it, and I slept through that shit. So by the time I got up, it was, like I said, it was close to midnight. So I sent a message to Klobby and was like, hey, I apologize, and wanted to tell you and Brandon and everyone, because I actually wanted to catch up with Brandon, and he had Geek Trope from Midnight's Edge in Espanol. Damn.
Oh, yeah, he had Pablo on.
Huh?
He had Pablo, right?
Pablo, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I apologize. So I wanted to catch up with Pablo too, man, because I cut for Pablo, man, and I really wanted to get with Brandon and Pablo, and the fact that I missed out.
Don't feel too bad because Pablo actually messed the time up. But I'm glad you're telling me this, because he said the same thing, and we love Pablo. Is just a lot of dude. He is a wealth of knowledge. I am shocked at how much he knows about stuff in general, but especially anime. I mean, it blew me away. But you know what the nice thing is? You two guys are kind of like on that list, or y'all kind of like got an open invitation, so we could absolutely fit y'all in for something.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, the whole Monday thing was kind of on the fly, and I was ready for the first, when he had it set up for the first time, I was ready for that.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, no. But what I'm saying I was saying, hey, let's plan it out, and I want to get with Pablo and Brandon, and get a chance to talk to. I like Pablo, man. Pablo, he fucking great guy, man.
Yeah,
And
that whole El Espanol group is great over there for Midnight's Edge.
yeah,
Diego
man.
too, man. Diego's a little harder to nail down, and
I
of
know,
course
right?
Paulie is a rock star. So how you gonna get him? Not too often. But those guys are all great, man. We would have those guys on at any time, and we've actually had Pablo and Diego on together a couple times, but
Damn,
man,
man.
it's hard to get them together now. Their times are their lives are not their own right now,
I
especially
understand.
Diego. But good guys, man. But yeah, absolutely. You guys let us know, and we'll definitely work.
Yeah, I mean,
out.
I'm letting you know now, man. Like shit, whenever we can, I mean, if Diego might be a little bit harder, but shit, man, if I can do something with Pablo first and then catch up with Diego, whenever time permits, I'm cool with that too, man.
I
I'm good with that too.
like Pablo a lot. Pablo and I, the first few times we talk, I would kind of mess with him. I'd be like, "All right, now explain to me what time you're in South America. What time is it there?" And he'd be like, "Well, I forget where he's from. I'm embarrassed now, but he would always be like, "No, it's 7 o'clock here," and I'm like, "Wait, it's in the morning or at night?"
Pablo,
And he,
Pablo,
so finally he was like, Petes, you do
say
understand that the time zones run vertically and not horizontally, right?" And he was really serious. And I was like, "Oh yeah, man, that makes sense. If I'm looking at a globe, I can see what you mean."
right. I mean, not to sound crazy. Isn't he like in? I mean, I could be wrong. Isn't he in Argentina or something like that?
I don't think it's Argentina.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Thankfully, but it might be. I mean,
No. I might be wrong, man. I might be wrong.
okay.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, damn, where? Because I know he mentioned it before, and I've heard him. Because I listen to them dudes, man. So I'm subscribed. I watch their shows, and I've always wanted to talk to him. And I mean, it's crazy because I've seen him in chats, and I've always like,
Right.
hey, what's up, man? And always, I got a lot of respect for them dudes, man, and they know their shit, man. Them dudes,
Right.
yeah, they're not faking the funk. They're the real deal.
Right. Well, you know
Yeah.
what, dude? We really, it'd be a fun one. I'm going to run this by Brandon. We need to maybe do one night where we talk about anime in Spanish and the effects of it in Spanish culture, because we got those two guys, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Diego Central America? He's not South
You
America, right? He's more like and
they
then we got
said
him down in South America, and then we got you as, and what are you, not first, but second or third generation from Cuba and Puerto Rico? So that'd be an interesting take, man, because we got each of the Americas covered.
well I tell you what, the difference with me within all that would be one thing, man. I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Cuban, but dude, I grew up in the hood, man. And I mean, my Spanish is a lot different than theirs, man. And I mean, my shit is on some. I don't know. I'm not sure if you want to say ghetto or whatever, but just the fact that I grew up in the hood, man, and I come from that side of the fence, man. So it's like, not to say, where they're from. I mean, there's a lot of gangster shit out there where they're at, but but I come from, the streets out here, from like New York and Houston and all, being out in, like that. So I don't know, man. It's
Hey, dude, it can't be much different than when you talk to somebody that's from like rural Scotland, or the people that grew up on the bayou down here with me in
right.
Louisiana. I mean, dude, those people live 25 miles away from me. I have a hard time understanding them, man. And they're speaking English, but it's
Right.
definitely got like a lot of the French mixture in it, a lot of vernacular and slang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of words that's kind of only used by them, and they're basically French Acadians, right? That's where that comes from. So
Yeah.
from up in Canada, so they actually have a little bit more common with the French language there than they do even in France. So you got a little bit of a better chance, not 100%, of
Right.
a French Canadian understanding them better than a Frenchman, you know. So I think it probably falls kind of in that realm. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
And I love like that 70s rock fan a lot, but man, sometimes I gotta like really pay attention and look at his lips when he's talking because when he gets rolling, I have a hard time understanding him
no,
sometimes.
nah. That 70s rock fan. I understand. I understand everything he says, man. He's a man. He's a witty dude, man.
Oh,
He's
dude, he's brilliant, man. His
yeah,
knowledge of music.
man.
I've DM'd him a couple times to ask him questions about stuff I just couldn't find anywhere. And dude, he can like rattle an answer off. I'll throw stuff out in chat, like, and I think I'm being obscure, and he'll pick up on it right away. Yeah, man, he is a savant when it comes to that. No doubt,
Right.
no doubt.
And
So,
old
what about
gamer.
you? What you got going tonight and tomorrow and the other day?
Oh, well, hey, old gamer. I appreciate that. Thank you. He says 24/7. You make Friday mornings on Loki's energetic for me. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're it's mighty kind of you, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. Thank you. I mean, for tonight, this was my biggest thing was just to come on here and get a chance to speak to you know speak to everybody. Get a chance to hopefully some folks who come on and kick it with me, and you came on and hung out with me, and had all the great people in the chat. So I'm just thankful for that. And other than that, I'm gonna be looking. There's a lot of shit going on. I mean, Ike Perlmutter got fired today. What's up, man? Juice Cannon and Johnny Worry Sex, aka Juice Cannon, my man. He's a great guy. Smillo, everybody. Sub 24. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing all right. Great to have you here, man. Nah, it's Ike Perlmutter, man. He's the guy that bought Marvel Comics back in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
And and he was the one that selling off Marvel properties to like Fox and the Hulk. He's a part of all that. You know what I'm saying? And they say that under his under his reign is how we got the Netflix Daredevil and Punisher and Luke Cage and the Defenders and all that shit. They say that was under him.
Sounds right.
So, and then he's been a part of shit for a very long time. And the fact that, of course, when he sold Marvel Comics to Disney, shit, that was for I can't remember. It was I think it was for $4 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
Whew.
And that was quite a while ago. You know what I'm saying? That was so so that was how, because he's a billionaire. And shit, they just got rid of him, dude. And so basically, the whole thing with the whole thing with Ike Perlmutter is like, dude, between him and Victoria Alonso, when you got some of your big wigs, fucking when you got your big wigs, getting tossed out the door, it's like, fuck, what the hell's going, it says a lot, man.
Yeah. I still have a feeling that things are still going to get a little worse before it gets better.
No, it's definitely going to get worse.
I think we're going to see a lot of stuff just go away. Like, how they're kind of sitting on Star Wars right now, and
right.
Pretty soon they're going to be sitting on Star Trek, and I think that's what you're gonna. I think that's what's going to happen with Marvel too, because they just can't they just can't keep going the way they're going, man, and making these movies that, I mean, absolutely nobody is going to go see. You know, in the first two Ant-Man movies, they weren't great, but they were events, right? Like, I remember my nephews being all excited. They didn't even go see this past one. They didn't go
Well,
see, now this is DC, but they didn't go see the new Shazam movie. And I'll tell you what killed Marvel for him, dude, was that ridiculous, unnecessary um um movie that they did. Not even Miss Marvel. They went to go see that and all that. Um, but was what's the Kirby one that they did? What
Eternals.
did they? Yeah, the Eternals, man. The Eternals killed it. Those boys were just like, I don't even understand who are these people. They it turned them off so much that they just kind of stopped going. You know, that was 5, 6 tickets that they were selling. You know, that adds up. We can't be the only family that felt. Now I turned away from it a long time ago, and I used to tell them like, "Oh man, don't go see that trash." Oh, blah blah blah. But no, they were true believers, man, and it killed it for them. So, like I said, I think we're going to see a little bit more of that, and I think slowly you're going to see like, oh, Phase 7 is 2 movies and 2 TV shows. You know what I mean?
Well,
And until they get some people in there, until somebody decides like, hey,
w-
or I'm thinking maybe there might be, and that might be an interesting conversation for you and I to have one time we get a little bit longer. Is I wonder if maybe you won't see something where they kind of split the baby, you know, where they kind
well,
of go, all right, look, we're gonna have some people come in and they're gonna do a real true to the source. We're gonna take something from the Bronze Age and we're gonna do a story and we're gonna base it on that. We might even set it in the late 70s, early 80s and do that. But we're also gonna do freaking She-Hulk season 2 with as stupid as that was. I'm wondering if you might not see that and letting somebody, you know, bringing in someone and kind of reeling people in like on a fishing line, you
well,
know, going, oh look, here's a little tasty bit. Maybe you'll come see other stuff if we let you have this, you know. Um, but after they sit on it for a while, where this is in 10 years, I have the slightest idea. But I do know this: they can't keep hemorrhaging money the way they're hemorrhaging money. That's for
right.
sure. That's for sure.
Well, the thing, the whole thing that happens now is that Ike Perlmutter was actually over Marvel Comics, the comic book side of Marvel.
Okay.
So what happens is now that they let him go, Marvel Comics basically now gets absorbed into Disney, like full-fledged
Ugh.
absorbed, which means, so you want to know who runs Marvel Comics now for real? Like all bullshit. In case you guys haven't heard, you know who runs Marvel Comics now? Kevin Feige,
I knew you were gonna say that.
sole runner of Marvel Comics now. The only like again, that's why a lot of shit never truly linked up between the comic book side of things and the movie side of things. But now I can't see why it wouldn't if they got one guy ruling it all.
It's a mistake, but I got to tell you something. Nobody's been impressed with anything out of the comic book industry. It's not Marvel and DC anyway,
Right.
for the most part, for close to a decade, man. I forget who I was telling that last week too, but at the height of the 90s when I was working 2 jobs and single and making good money as a young man in my 20s, um, um, I had a pull list when I was probably 22, so like the late mid 90s.
Right.
I had a pull list of 16 titles, dude, at my local comic book shop. My
Right.
comic book shop hasn't been there in 10 years, but I had a pull me, and I didn't even have the biggest pull list. You know, I remember being in there when one of these older guys who, you know, would come in and drop $300 a month in the comic book shop,
Right.
and their pull list was like 47 titles and stuff like that. And hey, man, and they go buy a couple of old back issues. I decided I want to start collecting Punisher, you know, and they pull those so I had for them and stuff. It was amazing. But dude, 16 titles back then. Do you know how much that cost me? In not
Well,
even in 90s money, but I did it and I kept them and I put them in little bags and had a nice protect and all that. I don't know if I could find 3 comics today that'd be worth buying, and I haven't even tried. You
Well,
know,
well,
our
I
comic
mean,
book shops down here basically sell back issues and T-shirts. I had one guy tell me, he's like, "Dude, I make half my rent on T-shirts alone." He says, "I carry new comic books in here because I'm a comic shop." But he doesn't carry many titles. I think he says he carries the top 20, top 25, or something like that. I haven't even gone and look at him. He's got a lot of action figures. The one I like on Oak Street, he's got a lot
right,
of action figures. So I'll go look at those.
right. What's up, old man? Man, how you doing? Great to have you here, man. Oh man, old man is awesome. He says he been in the South in the service. I know that someone from the bios can use their French to a Canadian with no problem, and the people from France insult them for their French.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, yeah, that's
A real French person will very much turn their nose up at a Cajun.
right. Well, I mean, it's like I can sit there and talk English, but to an Englishman up in England, yeah,
They may
they
not
hear
be
me
as
talking
impressed.
shit. They be like, "Yup, like what the fuck?" Yeah, exactly, man. Uh, and my man Juice Cannon says the parasite is taking over. He's talking about Feige taking over. Fucking now he's really no. I'm just saying, but now
Omicron.
again he's really taking over Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the killer part now. It's Kevin Feige's in control of everything at this moment. And he says Siege was the last event I cared about, and it was dead after that, in my opinion. Dude, that was how long ago was Siege? Huh. Hey, let me know, Juice. Let me know when did Siege come out? He said the modern audience is like the idea of comic books, but never read them. Yeah, I know, right? See, that's the killer part. Like, the modern audiences of TV and cinema that enjoy these movies, they like the concept of them and looking at them, on their fucking Disney Plus or going to the theaters to watch the movies. But as far as them, actually taking the time to read the comic books and understanding what's up with all that shit, they can give two fucks about that. Huh.
That always amazes me. The stories they've passed over, and then the stories they decided to take, and then let's mix this with it, and we'll leave this whole part of it out.
Right,
That's
right.
the kind of stuff that blows my mind.
I know, right? That's crazy.
Dude, how do you mess up the Phoenix Saga? Honest to God, if you
I,
did it right. And now there's all this talk about Secret Wars. Good Lord, stay away from Secret Wars. Good
well,
grief.
that's a different. Well, to let you know, the Secret Wars that you're probably thinking about in the '80s.
Yeah, I'm thinking of 80s ones, yeah.
Yeah, the what they're adapting is a different. It's not it has nothing. It's nothing '80s. They came up with a new Secret Wars within the last 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And it was, yeah,
Secret Wars 2? World War Secret Wars 2?
no. Secret Wars 2 was still a couple of years after the original Secret Wars
Right,
in the
that's what I was
80s.
saying. I remember that. But
Nah,
you're
it
saying
ain't.
that there was
It's not
something like in
either.
the last, since 2000, you're telling me.
No, yeah. If you look up Marvel Secret Wars, like do a quick Google, and you can see it happened like within the last 10 years or whatever. You could see what that is. That's
Was
the
that
Secret
that
Wars.
foolishness of the Avengers versus X-Men thing? Well, that was
Mm,
going on. Or is that a completely different thing?
well, I'm not sure because they fought quite a few times from the
Okay.
90s all the way to now. So
And what side? And if it's the X-Men versus the Avengers, what side do the X-Men that were Avengers go on? Like, where do you put Wolverine and
no, well,
Iceman?
well, the thing is, when a lot of those popped off,
Uh-huh.
members that were a part of both teams at some point were kind of like caught in the middle, you know, of like how, how the fuck do they place their loyalty when both teams treated them well, that kind of bullshit, so
right.
oh, hold on, Mark the Infinitely Tired, what's up, my brother? He says, yo, 24 listening and driving to work. Say, Mark, thank you, man. And hey, I'm be sending that off to you here soon, man. So yeah, man, thank you, Mark. Mark's awesome, man. Mark's awesome. And Lady Miss says, hello to Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass. There you go. And saying hello to Mark. 2010, I think. Okay, yeah. Okay. So okay, that's damn, that's a hot minute ago, almost close to 15 years, man. And it's saying good afternoon to Lady Miss, lovely guardian of the void. There you go. That's Lady Miss's official title.
Mark's known Lady Miss forever.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Oh, you guys are awesome, man. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Okay, Mark hit it. There you go.
They're using the Illuminati. The Illuminati Secret Wars. Right. So like I said, that's something completely different than the Beyonder and the Secret Wars from the 80s. This is on a completely different level on that. So yeah.
Well, 24. I always, with me, you're the comic book side. I always go to the action figures. Do you remember? Right. You might be a little too young for this, but do you remember the Secret Wars action figures? They were awesome.
No. I can tell you something about you want to know what they all had in common?
They all had a stupid holographic shield.
See, so okay, so, all right. Well, I'm glad you remember that.
And for some reason, they gave a bunch of people like Spider-Man and all not just a double barrel laser type gun, but they had like a little thing for Spidey and Captain America to actually hook that gun like a holster. The gun had a little clip on it. You know what I'm talking about? You could slide it in. And the only thing more ridiculous than Spider-Man having a gun is Spider-Man having a car.
Well, the thing is, even before that, if I'm not mistaken, back in the 70s, something happened and I think he lost his powers or some bullshit. And he needed to get around, and he had the car that basically mimicked his power. So the car was able to like ride up walls of buildings, like ride up on the side of buildings to climb up and shit like that. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, it was called the Spider-Mobile or some shit.
I got Toy Biz did a Spider-Mobile.
And they had toys of that too. And but yeah, man, it was some cool shit.
those late 80s Toy Biz things, but not to leave the Secret Wars behind. The Secret Wars action figures though were amazing. Only 5 points of articulation, right? Only the shoulders, the arms by and the legs and the head moved, and sometimes the head didn't move. Like if you remember Wolverine's head. But do you remember Wolverine's claws in those? It was the ones. They were clamped on. If I'm not mistaken.
And
dude, like X-Men people are gonna get upset with me here. I've always liked the brown on brown with the black and the black belt.
Yeah,
black boots.
I like that too.
From Wolverine 1, that's always been my favorite Wolverine.
Yeah, that was. I used to love that suit, and I mean the only suit that I feel like that was also cool was the yellow and blue suit.
Yeah, I like.
I used to like that yellow and blue suit. Juice Cannon says my boss collects the Marvel action figures. I used them with his favorite comic. I asked him what his favorite comic was, and he said he never read them. Wow. So he collected the figures but never read the comics. That's some shit. Like I would never. Like why the fuck would I collect the figures of some shit that I've never like? I never read. I don't even know the fucking history. Well, I mean, but you know what? It's funny because he probably thought that he knew what the history was when he saw X-Men the animated series. It's funny how you get fans of stuff from like a cartoon or a movie, but those fans would never, like, I don't know, they support the franchise. They support the character to a degree. like they'll support the character movie wise, and they might support the character cartoon wise. So they might, they might fuck around and buy the action figure or some shit like that. But for them, for the fan to go to where the original character was created, to the comic books, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. And I mean, even if they don't even buy a comic book or a graphic novel, they'll fuck around and buy, if it's not an action figure, they'll buy a statue.
Yeah.
They'll buy a statue or a poster. Like
yeah,
that's
like, what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They'll never saw Jaws, but it has a Jaws movie poster because it's worth $1,000 and it looks good in his man cave. It's ridiculous. Foolishness. I gotta tell you, dude, you see my nephews? Because it's hard to get a hold of old comics, but whenever we get some, like if they go buy some or something, and they'll sit there and read them. But my nephew, man, he couldn't get enough Ninja Turtle stuff, and he went back and read all the old ones, and he would just go read them online if he had to. That's how much he wanted to read them. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a real fan right there. There ain't nothing like holding a comic in your hand. But if you can't afford $2,000 for the original first run Ninja Turtles, those 12 copies,
right?
I don't blame you if you're 9 years old and you sit there and read it off of an iPad. Good for you.
Right.
That shows initiative.
Huh. Lady Miss saying what's up to the old man. There you go. And Juice says the Ultimate and the 616 merger. Yeah, I didn't like that, man. That was kind of
weird.
And you know what? The funny thing is I keep hearing that the Ultimate is coming back. The Ultimate version of Marvel is trying to fight its way back into the original Marvel timeline. So all that shit that they've, like right now, there's a story right now that, to where like the Ultimates, like that's the worst version. Like basically the Captain America that we're watching, that's the Ultimate versions of Captain America that we saw in the. Interesting, man. I don't know what do you say to that, right? It's mellow.
I know how you can end it all though, dude. When they're ready to do it in 20 years, just have and introduce in his own movie, and he could set everything right. He could even beat Thanos and anybody else you could think of. And let's bring in Impossible Man.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, you're good. He says,
but Impossible Man is interesting, right? That was like, who came first, Impossible Man or Mistleplexilix?
Oh,
because that's basically what he was there for, right? He's supposed to be the Batmite Mistleplexilix of the Marvel universe, right?
Yeah, you talking about Mr. Mistleplick?
Yeah, from DC.
Yeah. But actually, they both come from I think it's the Fifth Dimension. So they both have the similar powers.
Right. Do you have any of the books with the Impossible Man in it? From back in the day?
Nah. You know they have a comic book, Batmite versus Mr. Mistleplick. No,
I have to root for Batmite in that one, brother.
No, but just see that those two crazy motherfuckers go to war against each other. I'm saying that sounds some Donald Duck, Donald Duck versus Daffy Duck type shit. I'm just saying, like, think about it, man. Them two are fucking.
Hey, dude, what was the Batman show? I'm seeing it in my head, and that's how they ended the show. Like the last episode was Batmite, and it was him. Was it the Brave and the Bold? Was it?
No, I mean
it wasn't the animated series. Which one was it, though? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, if it was Brave and the Bold, then that's on some newer shit. I haven't watched every episode of Brave and the Bold, so if it was on there, I wouldn't know.
Dude, Brave and the Bold might be the last good DC series that they've had. I really liked it a lot. It's campy as hell, don't get me wrong. But then a lot of the comics were campy as hell too. Having a whole matchup with G.I. Robot and Batman, that's a little silly,
I mean, G.I. Robot's is about to pop back up, man. It's funny, we're about to get G.I. Robot in in animated form and possibly in live action. I don't know, man. We're about to see some shit. Did you hear what James Gunn posted today? There's any comic book lovers out there? He posted a picture of the Terrifics.
Huh.
Do you know who the Terrifics are?
I have heard of it, but now you're making me wonder, dude.
Well, it's a team that came out. It's a team that came out possibly about, I don't know, maybe 7 to 10 years ago, some shit like that. And basically, it's a team.
It began in February 2018, sir.
Oh, shit! I know it had to be something. I don't know. So,
You're not too far off. We're in 23 now.
Yeah, but it's I think they had 23 issues or something, and
oh yeah, that's what made me think of this. You know, I'm a Plastic Man fan, dude. That's
right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a team of like Tom Strong, Plastic Man, Metamorpho, and I think it's like one or two other people, and it's a mix between. The comic book feels like something between Lost in Space, the Fantastic Four, and it's just like it's like in like Star Trek, like kind of like something like that, all mixed together, but with these heroes having these powers, and they're like going into different places that you've never seen or never heard of, and they're on this mission dealing with different shit. And I have a part of their run. And for a few issues, they ran into Bizarro Superman. And so it's like they have a story arc where they're fighting Bizarro Superman, and Bizarro Superman is fucking kicking their ass.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, it's like no matter what they came at him with, fucking Bizarro Superman wasn't playing, man. So I don't know. It's interesting. So the fact that he likes them and they're very obscure to the point where they're like a version of like the Fantastic Four of somewhat. And it's like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The Mego Spider-Mobile. Yep. That shit was, I used to love that motherfucker. Mark Infinitely
the Mego one, dude. That's the bigger one.
Yeah. I love Mego, man. Mark says, I wish I had my wall crawling Spider-Man and the ROM Space Knight figures from back in the 70s. You know what? I used to have the ROM Space Knight. That motherfucker was awesome. And the Spider-Man that I had, I think I remember that. I used to have a Batman and Robin that had like magnet on their hands, and I used to have them like sticking. There were Migos that had magnets, and they used to stick on the walls of like my refrigerator and shit.
I was gonna say, make them climb the side of the refrigerator, man. That's like a building right there.
Yeah, that was some good shit, man. I missed that, man. Johnny says probably, yep, probably, yep. Yellow and blue are my favorite. Yeah, I used to like the yellow and blue, man. Wolverine. Yeah, that was a hell of an outfit. Like I said, the brown, the two brown toned one with the black, like that was like an alternate version of like that blue and yellow one, but I like both of them, man. They were just different colors.
My poor cousin, God rest his soul, who passed. He was only 3 months younger than me. Him and Wolverine were responsible for my first fictional character crush, dude. He gave me those Kitty Pryde Wolverine comics, that miniseries.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Dude, I fell in love with Kitty Pryde when I was like 9 years old. I was like, I don't know. Do I like girls now? Is that what this means? I was just like so enamored. Series, those two together, what a great, interesting mix, right? Yeah. Maybe the only interesting pairing other than that for me that age was I really loved that Green Lantern, Green Arrow run. And my mom wouldn't let. I've told that story a couple times too. My mom wouldn't let me read the issue. She saw it before I could read it, where it's Speedy shooting up. And it's the anti-drug one, which when I got older, dude, I read it when I got older. I showed my mom, like, you absolutely should have let me read this. This is a freaking anti-drug book. It's exactly what it was. You should have let me read it. Not that I became a drug addict.
Right.
But yeah, man, I remember my mom like freaking out because she was one of those moms. Like I had to sneak and play D&D. You know,
Right. You know what?
we were church going. You know.
Oh, I understand. Shit. Mark says Spider-Man had that line that ran out of his arm with the clan. Yeah, he had like what do you used to call those that shit yeah, it was like fuck, it had one of those hooks. And I remember that because they had a Green Goblin that did the same thing, and the Green Goblin came with the Goblin glider, and Spider-Man had that it was like a spider web that came out of his hand, and
This sounds fantastic.
and actually, if I'm not mistaken, didn't it like if you pulled on it, didn't it like draw up to where Spider-Man used to like I remember that, man. Matter of fact, you see commercials, like inside of not commercials, advertisements inside of comic books. We used to open it up and see those. And actually, I have a bunch of old comic books with that inside. That was awesome. That was Joe Quesada, modern audiences bullshit. Yeah, you show right about. I hated that shit. Reboot Cap with the event with the Invaders. You know what? I would be afraid of what they would do with the Invaders now. I love the Invaders. The Invaders, that was an awesome comic. I have a few Invader comics. I just don't have the complete run. I love the Invaders. That was a good comic. I don't know if you ever read that, Pat. The Invaders.
Never did.
Oh, what it is not Mr. Terrific. There was a group that came out in about 5-6 years ago. Now that Pat's telling me, they were called the Terrifics, and what it was Plastic Man, Metamorpho, Tom Strong. Tom Strong is an old character from like the Golden Age, and DC acquired him back. This had to be like the 70s, 80s, or something like that. That's around the time, if I'm not mistaken, they acquired Shazam, Captain Marvel, and and that's around the same time that they acquired like the Question and Blue Beetle, and because around the 60s, 70s, DC Comics was starting to acquire other comic book companies. So of course, they got in Charleston Comics, and they were able to get Tom Strong. They were able to get all the Fawcett comic characters. So shit, back 60s and 70s, DC was actually acquiring a lot of different comic book companies and bringing in all their characters, and making them a part of the DC roster. And Tom Strong was one of them. So if you just look up Tom Strong, you'll get to see him. And then if you look up Tom Strong's history, then you can see he belonged to a whole nother old school comic book company, from, if I'm not mistaken, back in like World War II. So that's where Tom Strong comes from. So but he was a part of a whole different comic book company that was in competition with DC, along with Fawcett Comics and all these other comic book companies that were out back then. So you had Tom Strong, Metamorpho. If you know who he is, when Batman first broke away from the Justice League back around the early mid 80s, he left the Justice League and he became a group. He formed a group called the Outsiders. So they came out with a comic book. I don't know if you ever read that, Pat. It was called Batman and Batman and the Outsiders.
I remember Batman and the Outsiders. Okay.
Yeah, so it was Black Lightning from the CW TV show Black Lightning. It was a chick called Katana. It was a dude called Geoforce. It was another chick called Halo, and then it had this dude called Metamorpho, where his body would like turn into gas, liquid, solid, and he was basically like a version of like. But like he could turn into a certain gas and knock everybody out. Or he can.
Yeah. I remember that guy. Wasn't he like 4 different colors?
Yeah.
His arm was orange.
It was like his face was gray, his chest was like orange, his arm was like a purplish blue. So he was like, yeah, he was like 3 or 4 different colors. So they took him, Tom Strong, Plastic Man, and like 2 or 3 other heroes and put them all in a team called the Terrifics. And it's supposed to be like so it was like well-known heroes from like, Plastic Man comes for World War II. Like Plastic Man was out back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we were talking about Plastic Man the other day, dude. Plastic Man was and I was telling somebody too, one of my earliest memories, like I remember watching like
the Plastic Man cartoon.
The one from 79, 80.
Yeah, that Plastic Man cartoon. Yeah, the early 80s. Yeah, I used to
and then I lucked out, dude, because like my little UHF channel started showing on Sunday mornings. They did like a 2-hour superhero block, and it was like those old Challenge of the Super Friends, Spider-Man and his Fantastic Friends, and that Plastic Man cartoon. Yeah.
Yep. That was some good stuff, man.
Hey, dude, I looked it up while we're talking. Guess when that group was introduced? During the Bronze Age in '83. Are you ready for this?
What's that?
And an issue of The Brave and the Bold. Actually, number 200, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because it's a 200th issue, so we're going to do something big. Yep, that's when they were introduced.
The Terrifics?
No, the Outsiders.
Oh, the Batman, the Outsiders. Okay, yeah, Brave and the Bold 200. I have that issue. My bad. Yeah, I have that issue. That's the first appearance of the Outsiders.
Dude, that's a gorgeous cover, man. I like that.
Yeah. I have that issue, man. So yeah, Brave and the Bold issue 200. I got that comic.
Dude, that Batman outfit in the early 80s, man. That black on gray with the blue cowl. Oof,
yeah, with the blue cowl. Yeah, that light blue cowl. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, and I have Batman and the Outsiders issue number 1, and I have their first appearance, and I have and then they had a big crossover with the Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans, and I used to collect them too, man. And actually, I have the whole run. I have the whole run of the new Teen Titans.
Now let me ask you this.
What's up?
Did they copy off of this? Or did they actually use the real character?
Which one?
And I'm trying to think which one it was, so I don't sound dumb here. Was it the very first Suicide Squad? Did they use Katana?
Hold on, Pat.
Did they actually? What's that?
Ethan Van Sciver's in the house. What's going on, Ethan?
Oh, hey.
From comic. Hey, I enjoyed watching your. Watching you on Timcast, but actually, I was taken care of with that. So thank you for that. He came in when I was doing my review the other day, and he wanted to see if everything was good with that. So I appreciate you for coming in and asking and checking up on me. Thank you for that. You know what? And you're right, Zax. That's one thing I definitely got to say, for you to come in and check up on me to see if everything went well with that, man, that means a whole lot. And for you to come, because he came in and gave me all the information for me to do it, and I just wanted to say, man, thank you for that.
That's cool, man. That's 2 good guys right there, my friend.
Yeah, there you go.
100%.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And again, thank you for checking up on me. Fans first. Yep. Ethan Van Sciver in the house, man. You have a great night as well. And thank you. Yo, that shit means a lot, man. It means everything, man.
That is nice. Look at you, man. Getting noticed by important people and such.
Nah, man. I mean, dude, the thing is, man, man, now
that Ethan's gone, can I ask my embarrassing question? Because I'm sure he probably knows the answer. So was Katana actually, remember Rick Flag had like a bodyguard in the first Suicide Squad? Was that her? Or did they make?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
man, you can't beat that,
Wasn't
man.
that actually wasn't that bad of a portrayal. I mean, it's a little silly what they did.
Right.
But hey, but I remember. Do you remember her? Wasn't she like a little kid in Batman the Brave and the Bold?
Like I said, I
And
never
she was
watched.
definitely in Justice League Unlimited. I definitely remember that. I don't know if she had
Yeah,
a whole episode or anything like that, but she was definitely in a menagerie there.
yeah, she definitely. I think I've seen her in that, but other than that, I never did keep up with
Yeah,
that.
I think she was in something too where she was in Gorilla Grodd's Secret Society. Remember that? I
Yeah, I
liked
did.
them, dude. That the stuff that they did 20 years ago, and to about 16 years ago with the DC stuff. I really, really, really like Justice League. I like Justice League Unlimited. A little bit later, they did that. I think it was only on for a season, that Green Lantern show animated series that they only did for a little bit. I really enjoyed that stuff. The original, not Teen Titans Go, but the original Teen Titans. And of course, I was lucky, dude, because at that point I had moved in. I was helping raise my nephews, and they loved that stuff. So I got to, I had a great excuse to watch it all and buy the toys for them and everything, because that basically had become their mom at that point because she took off. So I just really, I don't know. Do you remember did you watch all that stuff?
Actually, yeah, I watched quite a bit of it, man.
Okay. Justice League Unlimited was that was like the apex, I think, man. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. I love the little one-off side stories of them and all. And they did remember that two-parter where they did like all the lesser known superheroes, and it was like and they even got to dig in on Plastic Man because they were like, well, wait, is Plastic Man? And it's like, oh, he's the same as who was it that they had? He's the same as we have two guys who have stretching as their superpower.
Well, I mean, there's then you got the elongated man.
That's right. It was a dig
Yeah,
on
yeah,
elongated
yeah.
man too. Yeah.
Ralph Dibny. Yeah, Ralph Dibny is the elongated man. So, yeah, like I say, the Terrifics. James Gunn posted a picture of them on Twitter.
So what does that mean? Are they going to do?
That means that they're probably
movie. What?
Something's coming.
Okay.
So the thing is, he's not gonna. You'd be surprised, man. He probably's doing it because he enjoys them and he wants to see what people think or whatever. And it's gonna be one of those things that a lot of people are they're racing to go pick up these books. So
there we go. I'll go on eBay later and look and see how much they've gone up in value. Probably a ton. Dude, I have very mixed feelings about James Gunn. He is the one that probably offends me the least out of all the new people. Some of his stuff I like. Some of it I'm unimpressed with. I got to tell you, like, a great example of that is the Peacemaker stuff. I found that to be an enjoyable series, and I'll tell you why. Because I knew nothing about Peacemaker before that dumb movie and that TV show came out.
Right.
I knew nothing. Now, and I got to tell you, the thing that made me feel the best about this, you know what? It goes to show you, like, he's one of these guys I look up to, is when Clobber and Times told me, he's like, dude, don't feel bad. Just about nobody knew about Peacemaker. And I laughed and I said, well, I bet you in 24 did. And he's like, yeah, but we're definitely the exceptions to the rules there. And then when I went back and looked at it, dude, his dad was like a Nazi officer and stuff. And he raised him to be like this militant. I mean, the backstory of now you couldn't do that. I know you got to change that, right? Because it'd be a little ridiculous to have a daddy that was a Nazi officer. The man would be like 120 at this point when you did the show. But man, when you looked at the comic book guy's background, a lot more interesting, right? A lot more
he was
dark, dude. I mean,
he was
and stuff and everything. I mean,
yeah, he was he was actually a completely different character, man. Yeah,
what do you think of the show? Have you watched it, or is the Tom?
I watched it, and
I know
Dude,
you don't like when they take stuff and make a joke out of it. I understand that. I honestly really do respect that. Like,
right.
I think of all the bad Star Trek out there, the thing that could probably be the most offensive is that Lower Decks. And some people say, well, it's satire, and that's true. I don't beat anybody up that says that. It is satire, but it's also the lowest form of humor because you're taking something that somebody like me really loves, and it's a punchline. So I
Right.
get it if you feel that way, but go ahead. I just wanted to say that before you said what you thought.
Nah, it was you know, it is what it is, man.
Was it acceptable to you?
No, no, no.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it, but you know,
But you didn't think much of it.
nah.
Would you be interested in seeing season 2, which I think is probably going to be the last season. I think it's probably though correct me if I'm wrong, isn't like his wife on that show now? Didn't he marry that chick or something, the blonde hair lady? So,
Yeah, he did. He did.
so maybe
He
to keep her working, they might get 3 or 4 seasons. I don't
Yeah,
know, but
actually, yeah, they're gonna keep it, and then they got the Amanda Waller TV show,
oh, is
and
that is that really a thing?
yeah, it is, and she's
Uh,
gonna be a part of that. So, yeah, I mean, poor Sue Dibney. Yeah,
is
you'd be
she
surprised.
is she
Look
going to
at
make
Sam
Terry
Fred.
McGinnis a Batman clone, and that's where we're going to get Batman Beyond from?
No, we're not gonna get any Batman Beyond anything
No, of
like all
course
that.
not, because that's too smart of
Yeah,
a property, right? Why would
yeah,
you
yeah.
not do that and have yeah?
I mean, they were planning on it, but since James Gunn took over, that's not happening no more.
Gotcha. You know what? I'm kind of okay with that because I'm sure they were going to mess it up anyway.
Well, I guess we'd have never known until we saw it. But the fact that they were going to have Michael Keaton in there, and
Yeah, that could have been really good. Did you like the cartoon? Did you like Batman Beyond the cartoon?
yeah, I did. I own the whole
Okay, yeah, I
box
really
set.
liked it. I love how it played out for such a long. And I'm not going to even spoil it for anybody. Y'all are going to have to go watch it. I'm sure if you want to find out a little clip, but the way they kind of introduce that, because you know that there's some relationship there, and there's something going on. And boy, at least 2 seasons, huh? They padded it out until you found out the whole story behind it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought it was I
yeah,
thought it was really well done. I thought
it
the
was.
supervillains in it were a little silly, but the whole relationship between young Batman and Techno Batman, very cool. And I
Yeah,
like the suit too. For a modern thing, I like the suit a
right.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It wasn't better than Batman the animated series, but
No.
for it to
No.
be, the Batman for the future, it did his thing, man. It
Yeah.
did his
And of
thing.
course you got some Kevin Conroy there too, and that was always a good thing.
Right, right.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
This
All right,
is
my friend. Well, it's 6:15, so I'm gonna hop off.
no,
And
go
we have
ahead and
to
do your thing,
promise you
man.
something. If you're gonna keep going, that's fine, but you got to stand up and stretch, okay? Because you're at the
No, it's fine.
2 hour call.
Actually, I'm gonna run for a few more minutes. So go ahead and tweet, do your thing, man. But
Awesome. Hey, look, I'm gonna hey, look, if you do a video or something tomorrow, send it to me, and I'll text you and let you know how PT goes, dude. Because I start back full. I'll send you the schedule so you know where I am.
right.
But I start back in earnest tomorrow. It's 3 days a week, and the Thursday's like my big 2 hour session. Then Monday I'm doing the little hour and the aquatic aerobics. I'll let you know how that goes and some
Oh
weightlifting
yeah.
and stuff. So wish me luck, y'all.
All
Y'all have
right,
a
take
good
it
one, though,
easy,
man.
man.
Thanks for
Hey,
letting
you
me
do the
know.
same, brother.
I'll text you tomorrow, brother. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
that's cool, man.
All
Take
right,
it easy,
man.
man.
Love you. Bye bye.
Hey, love you too, bro. Take it easy. Thank you, man. And there we have it, Pat S. What you say, Juice James Gunn said non-fans making shows expecting fans to like being belittled. That's the thing, man. When you got a lot of people that don't care about the character, you got folks making, shows and movies and doing these projects. They're doing it just to collect a paycheck, man. They don't give a fuck about the property. So what happens? They do it their way. The fans don't like it, and everything goes to shit. So yeah, man. ZBR My man says, "What's up, Zax?" And Juice Cannon says, "Terry McGinnis will be a non-binary." That'd be crazy, right? Yeah, it was all right. Hey there, ZBR. There you go, man. Says, "How's your leg?" Oh man, it's you know, it's all right. I exercise, I work out every day, man. So I'm working out. Um, you know, stay moving, man. So I know I'm gonna have to get up out of here in a minute because I've been sitting here for a minute. But I tell you what, it was worth uh it was worth every minute being here with y'all. So can't complain. But thank you, man, for asking, man. Let me just take care. There you go. Take care of the pat ass. Huh. They were stepping stones, yup. Man, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So before I do, just want to tell everybody thank you for you all being here. You know, it's been a great evening. Shit, even Ethan Van Sciver came by to check up on me, make sure everything was good with the order. So I'm very thankful. And shit, you know, you guys are awesome. And I wouldn't trade this for anything. You know, I'm just very thankful, very blessed, man. You guys are awesome. Wow. What a great way to end the evening, you know. But you guys mean everything to me. You know, I was like, man, shit, need to come on here and holler at you guys and see how y'all doing. And you know, you guys have been awesome. Thank y'all for being here. Hey, Lady Miss, you take care. Thank you. Oh man, love you too, brother. Thank you, man. Oh, Lady Miss, you're awesome. Thank you. All right, old man, you take it easy, man. Thank you for being here, man, and you know, kicking it with me, man. See, I miss seeing you around, brother. Zombie Box Reviews. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, thank you for being here, man. Juice Cannon, I appreciate you, brother. Zax, Low Spec Linux Laptop. Shit, man, you guys are awesome. Thank y'all. Old Gamer 72 Colorless, my man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. Ethan Van Sciver, you're awesome, man. Appreciate you, man. Comics artist Post Secrets coming through, checking up on your boy. I appreciate that, man. Mark the Infinitely Tired. My boy Pat S. Appreciate y'all. Keely Chow, what's going on, brother? How's it going, man? I'm just getting up out of here, man. Yeah, I've been going for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So got to get up and move around a little bit. You know how that goes, man. He says, "Little late, Keely." Oh man, you're awesome, Keely. Man, you know what, Keely Chow? And hopefully, man, one of these days we can catch up, brother. I'd love to see you you know, somewhere, you know, kicking it out here in Houston, man. Fuck around and do something, man. There we go. Everybody saying what's up to Keely Chow. Yeah. There we go. He says, it's going all right. How's it going? Man, I'm good, man. Ethan Van Sciver came in, checked up on me real quick. You know, came to see if I replaced, you know, got my replacement for or you know, put in my order for a replacement for Cyberfrog 2. So I told him I did. So thankful for that. And that was cool. That was just a few minutes ago. So other than that, shit. Like I say, man, just been sitting here talking with everybody, man. Just being thankful, man. Getting ready to jump off of here so I can get up, move around, fix some dinner, and just chill for the evening, see who else is streaming for tonight. But I had to come on and check with you guys, see how y'all doing, man. I had Pat S on with me, so we're kind of shooting the breeze, here, and had a great time with everyone. He says, same here. I know it. All right, well, shit, man. You guys have a great evening. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So, well, what's cooking? Well, I was gonna cook some chicken breast. I got some steamed vegetables that throw them in the microwave. They cook in the bag or whatever. So I'm gonna cook up the chicken, steam the vegetables. Take it from there. Nothing too fancy. Shit, over the last maybe I don't know, maybe like the last 7-8 months, maybe longer, maybe like 8-9 months, I've lost like 50 pounds. So I went from 350 to 300. So I'm at 300, and I've been at 300 for the last couple months. And hopefully I can break the plateau sometime, hopefully sometime soon, but just trying to work it out, eat better. I exercise every day, shit like that. So yeah. Healthy motherfucker. Yeah, there you go. No shit. Yeah. I'm serious as fuck, man. And just trying to do better, man. That's all. That's what getting the blood clots and being bedridden and taking all this fucking medicine, blood thinners, and doctors telling you, hey, you can't exercise, you can't do this, can't do that. The reason why I lost 50 pounds is I'm going against doctor's orders, man. Shit. Because I ain't gonna be no good laying around and fucking gaining weight, man. That shit is fucking killing me. So I had to get up and fucking start moving around. And once I started doing that, I lost 50 pounds. I got another, I'm trying to probably lose another 50, man. Hell, I'm 6'3". So I got a little ways to go, but I'm just getting started, man. I'm work in progress is what I am. So, and thank you, Lady Miss. I sure appreciate that. He said doctor's orders to get a sex change. Nah, man, not me, man. Not me. That's a good one though. That's some funny shit. And I appreciate you, Lady Miss. Thank you. Shit. So LOL, no. Hell yeah, man. Yo, you guys got me rolling. You guys are too funny. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, but I love you guys and thank y'all for spending some time with me this evening. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be streaming again. So it'll be a pop-up live. No time, no telling what time of the day. It'll just be sometime when I got an hour or two to plug in. I'm gonna fucking jump in there and do it. And shit, you guys will see me again. So, and appreciate you, Juice. He says, hail to the chat. Take care, my friend. Hey, man, you take it easy, my brother. I love you, man. Love all you guys. You guys take it easy, man. Please be safe and enjoy the rest of your evening. You guys work too hard, man. And shit, man, you guys need to get some rest and take it easy, man. But I'll be back tomorrow. Look forward to catching up with y'all tomorrow. And man, you guys are awesome. So have a great evening. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.